Oh. Maybe,
Maybe I gotta use the shoe.
maybe...
I'm just gonna throw the shoe at the door, see what happens. Oh.
Oh. Oh,
It's
so...
just gonna open. I didn't know it was just a pushing door.
Oh man, I was watching a clip of someone playing the original Little Nightmares for the first time, and they were playing that scene where you're like running down the hallway and all the monsters are chasing after you, and then they like follow you down the table and like you go running out of a window, and they were like screaming the whole time, and it was very great.
Okay, so that didn't distract it, so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I
It's
think if I
just
turn the TV off, it's gonna chase me, so I'm just not going to. Can y'all hear us okay? Uh-oh. Oh, I see.
oh.
I think I need to chase. Oh, wait, here we go. Here's something to hide to. Okay. I need to turn that TV off and hide.
Yeah, so actually you could probably just yeah. Ah!
Oh, it's watching the other TV.
Oh.
I wonder what would happen if I turn that TV off too, which I will not be doing. Probably tries to get you.
Plop. Creepy. Oh, Lex Onelicious says you guys look pretty. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I actually love hearing that because I didn't like wear anything sexy or anything, so that's nice. Thank you.
Sir?
Okay, that solved a lot of problems for me.
Sir?
He's fine, I'm sure. He's just looking for more TV. Hey, remember that eldritch creature that we saw?
Which one?
Okay, so the one that was inside the TV, like we went through.
Slenderman?
Yeah, there was that Slender Man, but then there was also the like when we traveled through the TVs, it showed us what it looked like, and it was like we're going to an organic creature with an eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought maybe that meant like TV itself was an entity of sorts.
Well, I think that the world that media creates is an entirely separate thing from reality. Like perception wise, like the worlds that we've created. It's like if you took a bunch of like news segments and TV shows and sent them to aliens, and you were like, "This is it. This is the whole human experience." Like, they would have like a warped perception of like what our reality is actually like. I think.
I like the idea of tulpas, and if you like tulpas too, I recommend the show American Gods or the book American Gods. They're both fun.
Tulpa?
Tulpas, I think we've talked about this before, but it's a very hard word to remember anyway. But it's about like if you believe in something, it becomes real. Like you manifest it into existence.
Oh.
So like
$1 million. Come on, here we go.
it's like the
I'm
secret.
gonna manifest the money, Mari.
It reminds you of that one time. Like I try not to think about it too much because I remember they made us watch the DVD for The Secret in the psych ward, and I was like, yeah, I can never let myself get to this point. um, but but it's the concept of if you believe in something enough, you can make it real, which kind of works in its own little way, in that it's kind of like that fake it till you make it mentality.
Yeah, which
Yeah, like I think it works in terms of like if you think I want to make money, you'll be more open to the opportunities that are presented to you to make money. it's not gonna like make it happen magically. It just puts your brain in that mindset, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like
I
That-
feel like turning that TV on is a trap. I'm scared.
I feel like it like oh.
Oh.
Nice.
Right.
So then I guess we'll jump back out. But I think that that's true. I think that to a certain extent, a thing that can be a part of success is wanting it badly enough to, like, there's a lot of factors, obviously, including luck and like having a supportive family and money, like, really help. But also wanting something badly enough that you are always going to be looking for ways to make it happen, whether that's getting money or, you know.
So I'm like, because I'm an insane person, I try not to invest too much of my emotional energy into thinking magic's real.
Not too much.
Yeah, just a little bit, just like a fun amount. And then I also be like, okay, when you cast a spell, you're basically setting the intention, because they're always like, you have to think about the intention when you do it. And I'm like, oh, so you're like thinking about your goal, and you're going to intentionally do this ritual, which you will tie to the actions that you will do that will bring you towards that goal. And I think that's like,
if you don't want to think, if you want to think about similar things but not quite as magic, I think of it like having a mantra or like positive affirmations. So like something that I've been working on in therapy is like, instead of like constantly saying like bad things to myself, instead of like saying bad things to myself all the time or like being really like negative, even just in my own head, to to like redirect that energy, and like my go-to one is telling me that I can do it, because like when I don't have motivation, like you can get mad at yourself for not being motivated, and you can be mad at yourself for like future failures. So I just try to always tell myself that I can do it, like whatever it is, or that I'm doing a good job. That's like,
no, that's witchcraft, dude. So when everyone's like, you gotta manifest it, yeah, you do.
I'm manifesting a good attitude.
Yeah, like your attitude really does make a difference. However, I just want to point out that if you literally don't have enough serotonin in your brain to have a good attitude, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because like when I'm really depressed and someone's like, you just gotta change your perspective, I was like, I wish I could. I chemically don't have it in my brain right now. Trying.
To be fair, for me, that approach mostly works when I'm like
on the edge of depression.
Yeah, like, or I would say more like when I'm just feeling like regularly negative or not motivated. It does not help me if I'm like actually depressed, because in my experience, when I am like full on like brain chemical depressed, there's nothing that's gonna help, and it's just a matter of keeping yourself distracted until it fixes itself. And that's not specifically advice for anyone. That's just like how my bipolar disorder works. So, you know,
it's like maintenance. When you're happy, you're like, shit, I gotta maintain this. I don't know what this is, but like it was in that suitcase, so I figured it must do something.
It's probably drugs.
Maybe. It's got an eyeball on it.
It looks like drugs, doesn't it? It looks like...
Yeah, tightly packaged drugs. Look, okay, that's like a schematic for the gnomes we see in Little Nightmares 2.
Little Nightmares 1?
Yes, sorry. This is a prequel. There's like a hand in there and I don't like it. Did you see that? Look. I wonder if I do this. Hold on.
I think your thoughts create your reality, and you can attract certain things to happen.
What was...
Oh.
I got a little achievement for doing that.
Oh, you gave him his letter.
His drugs, you mean?
Yeah, well, he's probably very thankful.
Right, that's for something to jump on, but...
Hey, Crink's show is here. Rating with a party of 80.
Oh, hell yeah! What's up, baby girls?
Woo!
That's our buddies.
Hello.
Alright, if you guys love like a beautiful lesbian couple, they're married, they're beautiful, they're happy, and they're always working together, I recommend Crink Show. They're just so sweet. Also, Crinks has the cutest voice. It's cuter than mine, so I will have to kill you one day so I can be cuter. But they're so cute together. Do you have any theories on how this world works? I think that this is all a manifestation of all the trauma and grief, and this is probably like purgatory or something.
It would definitely make sense that post office workers are in purgatory right now.
Yeah, but like this is like a representation of all the trauma and grief that was created, like a Tulpa world, by World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these are all the manifestations of propaganda, greed, pain, suffering, war, and like all the monsters we see are manifestations of those things. And so when you see these creatures that are like obsessed with TV, obsessed with whatever, it's like a reflection of what's happening in the real world.
I mean, that's
Does that
kind
make
of like
sense?
what this past year has been like also.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know if this lines up with anybody else's experience, but like this past year, more than ever, I have just been like absolutely glued to current events in a way that, I mean, I've always been aware of like current events, but it was just absolutely inescapable and extremely stressful this past year. So it reminds me of that whole like, you know, when we're seeing these creatures just like dead-eyed, like staring at the television.
That's me, baby.
That's kind of how it's felt.
I don't know what the point of me doing that was.
What do you mean?
I think I'm supposed to jump off in the middle level, but I don't know how. No, don't do it! Okay. But I think, like, this is a world that manifests, like, it's here's our world, and here's this world. And it's like, all of the pain and suffering from this world is manifesting in this world. Does that make sense? That's just my, like, idea.
Real quick, just to
That's
answer,
not real.
just to
Okay.
answer the chat question, the first mass-produced television was sold in 1930 to 1933 in the UK.
I want to get off on this floor, and I gotta figure out how.
It was invented in 1927, but in, I think, like, 1935, they had the first all-electric television. Color TV was invented at the World's Fair in 1939. They showed off the... Was that when they showed off the all-electric television? They were just asking because, you know, there's the TVs everywhere, and we're talking about post-World War II stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. No, I think there were TV... actually, you know what? I don't know.
Well, I just gave a bunch of dates, if anyone's curious. It was basically, they first sold them in the UK in the 30s.
Alright, how do you think I can get off on the floor that's in between these two floors?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched any of this because I was looking up the TV stuff.
Okay, so when I jump up here, I'm going to pull this lever, which closes these doors. Okay? So when I pull this lever, it's going to close these doors. And then we're going to see a floor in between the two floors that we've been on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the goal is that we want to get onto that middle floor.
Okay.
So watch this. And I'm just trying to see if you think you see any, like, ability. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. Never mind.
Okay.
I did figure it out.
Do we have to get on top of the elevator and jump through?
Yeah.
Oh, because you know what? You can pull the lever and jump through the TV and... Yeah, and then when it goes down, get on top of the elevator.
Alright. I'm gonna, pull the lever, go through the TV, and then jump down fast.
Yeah, and then jump onto the elevator and then... So, yep, and then go through the TV. And then go onto the elevator. And then you jump through here.
Yay! Okay. Oh, whew, yeah, see? That's why I was like, I need some Stacy logic. I don't get it. But Stacy's really good at elevator puzzles.
For some reason, jump through holes in the wall logic.
Stacy, specialty, jumping through elevator doors.
Oh. Big brain.
I'm gonna go run around. I want to see what's going on in this area. Alright, you two. Be normal. Okay? You're gonna be normal? So the post office hat has the eyeball on it, so does that mean the post... Whoa, we almost died.
Yeah, it looks like we got a...
Floor's lava kind of situation.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what we gotta do. Hold on. Let me look.
Are we gonna turn off the TV and then jump onto the toilet to get her to come in here?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. See?
Huh. Can we jump onto the sink? Can we pull the plug?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make a running jump for the toilet. Let's see if we can make it. Hold on.
It almost makes me wonder if we need to, but I suppose we...
I don't see any other options here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can make it.
Awesome.
Can I pull this off, though? Under a stressful situation. No! I can't! I can't even do it now! I've noticed that if I'm playing video games completely relaxed, I'm really good at video games. But if I'm not, we're all gonna die. Like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just jump on the corpse.
No biggie. TV's broken. Wait, now see, that's that stool. I think I needed that stool.
What? Oh, to get the... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking we would just jump up and hang on it.
So these doors... I was thinking about it, how this entire environment is totally hostile towards children. Like, look at this. Like, this is unreasonable.
Is that... This... Okay, hear me out. I don't know much about kids, but their height... I feel like they're made even smaller on purpose.
Yeah,
because...
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Because kids... I'm looking at that.
Yeah,
kids can reach that.
Well, because that would be like a toddler.
What? Oh, it went dark for a second when I looked away and I couldn't figure out why.
Because, like, the height that they come up to, like, they can't even reach the door handle. Like, that's, like, you know.
It's, yeah, it definitely, like, makes you feel like this is a world that's just not even built for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got some music.
Like, it's a completely hostile world. I don't think we've ever met a single adult in either game that's been friendly in any way.
Mm-hmm. So, it's like our world.
I want to see if we heard any screams.
Oh, if you put a question in the DW Lord 2002, if you put a question, I didn't see it. So if you want to put it again, I can take a look.
Floor is lava.
I didn't ignore it on purpose. Yeah, I agree that it's like a world not built for children, and also how a small child can feel helpless.
Okay, so the power still goes even when... I feel like this thing right here is telling me that I should be jumping here, but I don't know.
Can you put that... I was kind of wondering if that thing would go in the water.
I'm trying to pick it up, it won't let me.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like this is, like, some sort of environmental hint to try. But I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I don't think so.
Hold on. Maybe this grocery cart is something? Maybe I can ride the grocery cart, but it's made of metal, so I don't know.
Huh. The height difference definitely gives off the impression that as a child, this world is inherently scary. Oh, you might be able to crawl over there, too. If you, instead of putting it in the water.
Where?
If you use it to get up on the box thing and turn off the electricity.
They might have made that intentionally hard to do, but we'll see. Nope, I think everything's gonna be fine. So now the electricity's off. What's in here? Get in. Go.
Oh.
I want the lights on. Hold on.
That fucking bear! So...
I want to see if I can move the crate to make it easier to walk around. So we're stuck over here.
You should see if you can ring the bell.
Yeah, I was also like, wait, hold on, let me see.
Oh, I was like half expecting to like ring the bell and something comes like running after you.
Hold on, let me just press every button. Alright, let's head back and turn the electricity off and see what happens. Wait, what happens if I jump on the bed? I don't know, I just want to see. Is that like a sack person tied to the bed? I don't want to think about it. I don't want to know. Oop, whoop. Here we go.
Those little like holes to get through, they remind me of like people who make like have you ever seen those houses where people put like the little cat ramp, the little cat like catwalk, I guess, like up above where all the animals can just like run through the entire house without ever touching the floor? You ever seen those with like the tubes and everything?
No. Oh, like Yes, where they like design their whole apartment dedicated. What?
Yeah, like where they put it like up at the ceiling and stuff, so it's like the animals can just like have the run of the entire house.
All right, so I'm thinking here. Can't get to the TV on my own. I don't see another TV.
Can you put the shopping cart down there now?
I am thinking that. However, I'm wondering how would I turn the electricity back on without the shopping cart?
Huh.
But let's just go for it and see what happens.
Wait, hold on. Leave that there for a second. Let's go back. Oh. I was gonna say we should see in this other room if there's like, or by this room if there's something that. Here, go out the door for a second. I'm just trying to look and see if there's any other like boxes or anything that we can grab, but.
I mean, this area must exist for a reason, but I don't know what the reason is.
There's a bucket by the bed.
That was a hat box, but sure.
Oh.
Well, maybe it is a bucket.
No, I think it's a hat box. I think you're right.
Let's see. Maybe I can grab this ball, but you can't bring anything from inside this room to outside the room. Watch. It won't let me. So what is the point of this room?
Well, I don't think there, at least in my opinion, sometimes there isn't always like a point to the room.
No, there is always a reason. Otherwise, whoa. Hold on. I have an idea. Ugh. I can do this. Ugh. Can I grab this chair? Can I do anything?
There is no point.
Damn it! Alright, you're right. There's no point to the room? Alright. Just to show us a creepy, like, person tied to a bed?
Only to get you up from up a floor. What? I think it's just like.
Oh, I have an idea. Turn this off. It's to turn the power back on once I'm downstairs.
Duh. Thank you, everyone.
So once I have the cart situated,
Yeah.
I can... Come on, cart.
In this room, there is a ball. I kind of like how we saw ourselves killed by a shopping cart.
Leave me alone! Alright, but the question is... So this shopping cart will naturally go to this spot, so I assume that's the spot we want it to be in. We still have a problem of how are we going to get across to this side?
Can you move the box? That's right there.
Good question. No. It only takes me on top of it.
Okay.
So, we have the shopping cart that is perfectly placed for this.
Yep.
But I wonder if the point isn't to get me across to there. Hold on. But rather to get me over here so I can come across and go around and maybe do some sort of Tarzan thing.
Maybe hop on that thing.
On this thing?
On the, like, I don't know.
The ledge?
I was gonna say the rope, but it doesn't look...
Yeah, see, so I'm thinking we have this. Girl, okay, so they're not climbing up. So that's not a climbable situation. So this rope is actually the wire that connects it to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, like, maybe I can swing across, but I don't think that's it. So
You might be able to pull it down from down there.
Oh,
and get it
oh,
into
good.
the middle, and then you can hop onto it, and then Tarzan across.
Oh my God, you're correct. I am 100% sure that you are. Like, this is a fact. And if anyone tells me it's not true, you're a liar. Okay, come on.
Oh.
Come on. Please. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Please. Okay.
So.
Can you knock something down?
Here, try jumping up on that, and like just walking off of that white thing, and see if it falls down.
That white thing is actually essential to making this jump, by the way.
Oh.
But here.
I was trying to see if it would go to the middle for some reason. Just thinking outside the box.
No. It's a good box. It's a good box to think about. Let's see. Well, why don't we just try it and see what happens once we get halfway across? Just to, like, know what the deal is.
Is there anything under the bed? I don't think so. Can we, like, pull down the stuffed animal and jump on it? Like, I don't know. Just watch a YouTube playthrough? No, that's what
We've done that.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, you're here for that. We used to do that when we pre-recorded. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Open source.
We have a whole chat full of people who are just... I can tell some of you are sitting there watching this being like, oh! Waiting for us to figure it out. Our job is to torture you while we try to figure it out, and then eventually ask you for help.
Were we born to suffer? Okay. Alright.
So...
There's gotta be a way.
What the fuck is that baby thing?
Wait. No. Still nothing. I still got nothing.
It's too high. Is there... I'm trying to think if there's a way we can get that down?
Which one? The baby?
Or like... I don't know, because it's a hook and everything, but...
It's too far forward for me to do anything, and it's also too high.
Yeah. And like, even if we put the shopping cart underneath it, I don't think we'd be able to pull it down.
I don't think that's it. If you guys have the answer, please give it to us.
Yeah.
I don't want to free. I'm done. I gave up. Thank you for the bits, Beeper. Hey guys, sorry I missed your stream. Just got off work, loving this game. We're loving you, and congratulations on finishing a day of work.
Yay!
What do we do? Stacy, what's the answer?
Is there anything else over there that we didn't grab already? Can you climb the boxes? What about up here? And then we can grab it here, maybe? I don't know. Can we...
Where? What?
I'm trying to think, like, can we get ourselves up onto the shelves so that we can jump up and grab the rope?
It only lets me do this. But hold on. Let me see if I can grab these shelves. Because it only lets me go up to the first level. Like, watch. See?
Maybe bring the shopping cart to the TV?
No, because then I wouldn't be able to get to, I need the shopping cart in order to turn the power on.
No, because we can't... Okay,
No, I can't anymore. Because if without the shopping cart, I can't go this way. We're stuck at it at, like...
The shopping cart needs to be near the TV, and you go to the middle via the top floor. Yeah, so you we move... Here. We gotta go turn the power off, first of all.
Okay, and then I move the shopping cart to the TV, then how do I turn the power back on?
Because we can climb through this room to turn it back on. That's...
Yeah, but then how do we get across?
Then we go to the middle, and then we jump to the shopping cart.
Okay.
We use the ramp to climb to the boat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who said that?
That was... Connor McLean.
Why did I do that? I don't know. Thank you, Connor McLean.
Yeah, so it's like we kind of got part of the solution, but I think it's like you said, the point of the room is to be able to get you back up to there to turn the power on.
Come on, kid.
Come on, we can do it.
I want to check and see if it'll work. Yep, it will. Alright. I'll just fuck it up 8 or 7 times, but, you know. It's fine.
Yeah, so then once we turn the power on, we just jump down there, come over here onto the bookcase, and leap over.
Gotta relax my shoulders. Everyone relax your shoulders. Everyone do this.
Blue shirt, thank you for the bits. I honestly would really like a game like this if it was just a puzzler without the horror elements, because I am a big softie.
I like it when there's horror elements, but I never get scared. I like Tim Burton.
I would recommend the Turing Test.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that has, like, some creepy stuff, but not what I would call horror and not what I would call scary.
Alright, everyone take a deep breath. Do this, and go. Now you're standing up straight.
I feel like there's another game that we played that kind of has, like, the creepy vibe without...
There's a lot of games we do with that from, but there was one game we were both like, yeah, I love it because I don't have to be scared. We called it, like, Spoopy Light. What was it called? What was it? I don't remember.
No, it's we've played so many games at this point that sometimes it's just like...
I have to put it on top of the drain.
Laura K. Buzz is raiding with a party of 26.
Oh my god, did we ruin your stream?
Hello.
Laura, why is your stream so short? Why was it so short? Now I have anxiety.
No, I think that... Doesn't she start streaming?
She said she just started when we started.
Oh.
Celebrity in the chat. Exactly. Hold on, I need to move the...
It was
grocery
3 hours
cart.
long, she says.
It was 3 hours long? What did you stream? I want to know. Oxenfree was kind of creepy. Yeah. Outer Wilds. Oh my god. Outer Wilds is cool. We should play it sometime after we play that one FMV game that I'm obsessed with.
Is Outer Wilds the one where you're, like, in space?
Yes.
And it's like a planet?
Laura explained it as it's the last 20 minutes of, like, this cluster of planets that you have to figure out how to stop it from, and you're in a time loop.
Yeah. I remember talking to somebody who really enjoyed that game. But, like, there's, like, Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds, like, it's just... Outer Rim, like, so many similar titles that I'm just like, okay, which one is that again?
Yeah, the Outer Rim. What that was like the Obsidian game, right? That was like better than Fallout.
Outer Wilds. It's small planets exploration, not the big shoot RPG in space. Yeah. So, is it Outer Worlds?
Now I don't know anymore. Now
Yeah,
I'm confused.
The Outer Worlds is the space Fallout.
Oh, Forgotten Anne was one of them, and also
Oh, Forgotten Anne was fun, yeah.
Flipping Death. I really liked Flipping Death a lot. we go. No!
Yep, here we go. All right.
Anyway. Do I have to move the shopping cart again? Fuck off.
All right.
I do. And I have to turn the electric...
Epic gamer moment.
Hey, at least I didn't say any gamer words this time. Is this the final boss?
Oh my god. Hey Mari, did you listen to any previous seasons of Dice Funk to prepare for season 8? If so, which one was your favorite?
No.
Yeah.
I came in bare and raw and naked. Literally.
Was that more... Okay, are you more embarrassed by walking into the electric water or running yourself over with a shopping cart?
Running into the electric water for sure. The shopping cart is like, you think it's a possibility that the game will kill you because of that. But running into the electric water, that was a 100% parse on I would die.
Thank you for subscribing, Connor McLean.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. For 3 months, too. Thank you for your long-time support.
Laura says, I came into season 3, my first season, without listening to any before, too.
Well, everyone said it's like Final Fantasy, like you don't have to know what's going on. And I was like, I love not knowing what's happening.
I mean, I thought that they were all self-contained anyway.
They are.
Yeah.
Right.
Mari, you're doing amazing, sweetie. That was the chat, not me. I wouldn't say that.
I'm being cyberbullied in real life. Are you guys seeing this? Alright, I gotta practice this before we do it, because clearly I need the practice. Hold on.
Maybe position it lengthwise?
I'm trying to. There we go. There we go. Whoop. Whoop. Whoa. Stacy only dispenses tough love. Alright, just get rid of the word love and just put in bullying. I'm being bullied and everyone's just watching it happen. Alright, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
If you laugh, if I fail at this and you make a single sound, you have to do it. That's the law.
Here's what I'm wondering is like, you know,
if you laugh,
okay,
you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna ask the chat if you smiled. If you laugh, you have to do it. And by the way, Stacy would get extra credit if she did because she's not familiar with the controls. So if she did pull it off, I'd just leave the room and die.
All right, blue shirt's giving 3-1 odds on another death right here. Everybody, get your bets in. Get your bets in.
Those are generous odds, my friend.
Get your bets in. What do you think?
All right, the pressure's too high now. Okay. We're out of here! Woo! That's the game, right? That was the final boss, right?
Sorry.
I was scared that I would lose, and then I would have to give you the controller, and then you would beat it, and I would cry. I would quit video games forever. I was, like, genuinely scared. Thank you for the bits, Kyplus. KY, please.
Question, is that name, like, Kai, please? Or KY, please, as in you need lube?
I have a feeling that I'm gonna hate this a lot. Here we go! Oh, I see what I gotta do. Hold on. Can I break this? No.
Okay. Oh! God. Wow.
Like, are they gonna get mad at me for popping out of the door?
I don't know.
Oh my god. No. No, get away from me! Ah!
Oh God. Uh-oh.
I broke the TV, they're gonna be mad!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
Oh my god, go faster, go faster.
Oh God.
Be distracted by the TVs, please. It's the worst time to get a nose itch. Just don't feel anything, just don't care about it. Dude, I'm out of here. God. I guess I break TVs now when I use them.
Maybe we're like smashing the illusion.
We're setting them free. Oh, it's like, I don't think that's right on the television. What? No, it's not. It's right. Sister, come on. I'm coming. I'm coming, sis. No! Well, let's go get her.
Oh dear. Do we?
I guess I have to time it.
was
I have an
thinking-
axe.
I was thinking.
Oh, I don't fight it?
I was wondering if that means we're supposed to smash the television.
I think we're supposed to smash the door, actually.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That seems right.
Get out, we gotta go!
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh god, I thought the hands were just gonna follow me.
Whew.
No, dude, leave me alone.
Oh oh.
Nope, I'm just gonna keep vibing. I'm proud of myself for my automatic reaction being, I can fight this thing, right? Oh shit! Oh shit! We gotta go!
Oh no.
Just don't look at it, just don't look at it, just don't look at it!
Oh no.
No! Oh my god! Get it!
Oh no. Oh
Dude,
no.
go, 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 get it!
Alright, just immediately, just go.
I know,
Start
because
pulling.
I was like, oh, what's this hallway for? Yeah! Oh god, we got dream logic slowdown. Shit, I hate this. I don't know, I'm just going. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Death might be better. I'm gonna continue to run. I don't know. Just get me some, like...
It has that music that says, "Get out of here."
I don't know, man. I'm just going. Over here? Yeah, I choose death.
No!
Dude, come on. You can't do the slow walk teleport. That's... Yeah! I'm dead.
Fuck.
That's it.
Oh fuck!
That's it, dude. Alright. The fear's gone. Stupid now. Dude, why? Why? You know that's not what I wanted. Woo! Bye. Oh, bye. That better be fun. Okay. Don't teleport at me. This is fine. I'd rather have died like this. Oh, we broke our television clicker.
Radically John says, "I stepped away from my computer and thought I heard a distressed cat outside my house. Turns out it was Mari's screams coming from my headphones."
Okay, it was scaly, alright?
To be fair, we were both screaming, so it's okay.
Now we're injured.
Oh.
Oh no, it's our friend's ghost. Help us. Oh, she's doing her best.
I don't think she said that she doesn't get scared. I think she said that when she's not scared, she plays better.
Yeah. Oh, I'm very scared. When I'm not scared, I play amazing. Or when I'm not nervous. Cause like when I'm playing like team player games, I'm like constantly thinking, am I letting everyone down in a horrible way? So therefore they will no longer want to be my friends? And the answer is never yes. The answer is you fucked up and nobody cares. So is this kid's official name Mono? How do we find out what people's names are? I always feel like I figure that out like after the fact.
I have a friend of mine that really wants to play like team games with me, but I'm like, I play very differently than they do, so I want to just get in there and like goof around and like not take anything seriously, and so like downloaded Sea of Thieves and immediately shot myself out of the cannon.
Oh my god, this character's just giving up.
Oh,
They're like, I don't care. I don't care. This is me,
Oh, they took off
actually.
my hat.
Come on, don't give up. Oh, are we like powering up an attack, actually? Okay, never mind. We're gonna use the souls of all the dead kids.
Dude, are we defeating capitalism?
Sure. That's cool. Oh, I didn't press the button it wanted me to press, which I had to guess. In case anyone's wondering, you have to pull left trigger. Oh wait, no, I have to use this button.
B button?
This button.
Or
I actually don't know. I'm just doing things.
they said it's the power is the same as the TVs.
Seems like he's in control of the buildings, maybe? I wonder if we're defeating like a mirror of ourselves. Like this is our adult version or something? I don't know. Because we have to mirror them in order to defeat them. I feel like Neo at the end of the Matrix Revolution.
Oh yeah, when it's like all raining and everything. You're talking about when it's raining and he has to defeat.
Agent Smith Prime. Did you know in the Matrix video game, the two creators come in as little 8-bit creatures and go, we know this isn't how the movie ended, but this is a video game, so we're gonna do something cool. And they had him fight a giant Mr. Smith made out of small Mr. Smiths.
Oh.
It was awesome. But when I move the joystick, the lights turn on.
Yeah. Maybe you're supposed to destroy it.
I'm trying. Can I move forward? No. I'm not getting a rumbler. I think I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I think so. Because they're all like,
Oh, am I fixing everything?
oh.
Okay. I don't know. Sure. I don't know. Are we in Inception? Are we going to a club? Are we about to discover color television? You know, it's interesting because the majority of the game is sideways, but whenever we deal with like television, like going into the television, we fight this way. Does that make sense?
There were other areas in the game where we also fought this way.
Yeah, but I was wondering if there's a common theme to them, as in like you're breaking this dimension because this is a purely this way dimension. So when you do this,
I mean, there were parts in the school where we went this way.
oh, okay.
And there were parts in the hospital too.
Was it for like long stretches though, or was it for just like a short little bit?
No, but I mean, there were a bunch of them, so I don't know that
okay.
there was any pattern.
Illuminati. The chat is lost. This is cool. I like it.
I don't know, seems gay.
Somehow.
Somehow.
definitely doing something wrong then. Wait. Just gonna do this a few times, see what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the sounds are getting different every time I do it, so. I think I broke it a little bit.
No, I think you were doing it. Huh. Oh.
What? What's wrong?
Well, the chat has the answer, but
Oh.
I wasn't sure if you...
Follow the music, Mari. Okay. Ah, thank you.
Yay!
I'm gonna just jump into this void real quick. Alright, yeah. Okay, so that didn't help. Okay, so that eyeball's looking forward, that one's looking down, and this one's looking up. So it's probably gonna come into play later. And that one has a squelched eyeball. I wanna look at all the doors. Which one, up or squelched?
Is there music?
Yeah.
So I'd follow the music. Sounds like, I don't know, some like creepy Christmas castle music. Like someone's being stalked in a church on Christmas.
Oh, how festive.
Do you know what do you know like that kind of like vibe? There's like where it's
ha ha ha. Children laughing.
yeah.
Ha 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 ha. There's someone on the other side of that door.
We should go say hi.
I don't think I have a choice. That's the door I want to go through, but it won't open.
Oh yeah, maybe you can hang on the doorknob.
It's trying to do. No. Don't think that's it, but I'm gonna try again, just in case. No.
Hun, wait. Go back to where we came. Let's just... Oh.
It wants me to go through that door.
Can you try it now?
I can't. Because it only...
Oh. Ta-da.
What? Alright, don't go through the door. Okay, sure, whatever. I got it right, though. It looks like we're underwater. I wonder if there was an event where a city got flooded at some point, and maybe this is a reference to it. Or it's just a dreamy landscape. Gotta make it across, Stacy.
Yeah.
I think I want to go back. Hold on. Cause then
Oh
look
yeah,
at this.
because you can push this.
Yeah.
Give us just like a second longer on the puzzles, everyone.
I'm not looking, so I get to feel like I accomplished something.
We appreciate your help. We're trying to pretend that we're doing them ourselves.
I like to get like a few, like a minute to see if I can do it by myself, simply because I really enjoy that sense of accomplishment. But then, of course, I am completely unreliable on if I tell you or not, if I want help or not. But usually I like just to ask, you know, wait until I ask, and I appreciate though. But it doesn't go. Don't go through that door.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Oh,
okay. But I always appreciate when people want to help, though.
Oh.
Oh, no, it's our friend. It's okay. It's fine. Hey, girlie.
It almost looks like...
We gotta hold hands.
I wonder if she's been trapped here.
Probably. Girl, you alright? Do you need... Can I, like, hold hands? Any holding hands actions?
Do we give them a teddy bear?
That's a good point. It seems like I have to get... Oh! She's guarding the music box, and I think we have to get it.
Do we have to... Yeah. Maybe put it...
Maybe I have to get behind her. That teddy bear's floating around.
Oh, we
no,
smashed
we
it.
have to smash her box. She's gonna be really upset.
Oh boy.
Dude, she's gonna slap us. I just know. I'm gonna get close to the door. Just to... Sorry, dude.
Oh.
Oh, we gotta fight our bestie.
Oh, I was thinking, like, hopefully maybe it was, like, snap them out of it.
We gotta go. You took away my unhealthy coping mechanism. How dare you? Okay. Well. The thing about these not quite 2D games is that I always get it slightly wrong on the three-dimensional parts. She does a thing that stuns me, so I think I have to get over there before... Hey, girl boss. You didn't need that, though, okay? You're fine. Okay, see ya, bestie. Dude, I don't want to fight our girl boss. Alright, everyone's gonna like this because they asked before. Here's Johnny. Oh, I know you found it again, but girl, like... Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
Oh, her leg is all messed up.
Oh, no!
Okay, so anyway, I'm just gonna, like, walk away. Oh, I see. Hold on. I see. Okay, I see how it works now. I'm just gonna put this axe here for no reason. I'm just putting it over here, okay? Okay, bestie. Okay, bestie. Okay, bestie. Alright.
Oh.
So, I gotta time this right so that I can slam her thing.
I was hoping that maybe if we hit it, it would like snap her snap her out of it, you know?
It's probably what's happening, but like I'm imagining it's like she's like, oh, this is all I have. So when you try to take something that might not be good for you, but it needs to be done, she's gonna act really like once we get it, you know, she'll be fine. But we fully gotta destroy it. Bloop. I don't want to kill her friend though. Hey, girl boss. Alright, I need to get up there somehow. Alright. Doable. Alright, didn't make it. Okay, idea. Hold on. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, I think I know how to time this right now. I think. Maybe.
Oh, I actually did not notice that the walls are flesh. Thank you for pointing that out, chat.
The walls are flesh? Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Thank you for pointing that out.
Bonk.
Third time's a charm? I mean, should I do that again, or... 6. Remember the good times, like when we murdered the kidnapper. Guess we're just doing the same shit. Oh, this time there's no axe. Oh, it's over there. close to what we need to be doing.
Come on. Nice.
Alright, I don't want to do this anymore. Take me to the final boss, please. Oh, Helen! Here we go. Okay. No! Bro, it's okay. You don't need that anymore. Okay. Well, no. She said no, heart.
No.
No. Oh. Okay. I got time to slam the screen properly now. Okay, I got it. The memories of our friendship. Remember the good times? All the people we killed?
It was so nice.
All the other children that we also killed? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Do you remember all the heads that we bashed in?
Remember when I saved you from that man and we killed him together? That's when you became my sister? And that's why you always double tap.
Rescued from the flesh dimension.
Yay! Now you can go on to become a horrible person.
Oh no.
Quick! Oh my dude, you didn't even like hold my hand. What the fuck? That's fine. I don't need to have my hand held or anything. It's fine.
Oh.
I'm not even gonna look. It's fine. I sacrificed myself to save you. It's fine. It's okay. It's
She
not
turned
like
around
I'm
and she's
upset.
like, bye.
Come on, dude. What the fuck? Okay. Dude, leave me alone. Eyeballs, get up. Dude. Oh no. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. We can do it. Is what I should have been saying. Do not let me go.
Oh,
Don't
no.
do it. Fly, you fools.
Oh.
It's okay, I'll come back as Gandalf the White, and then you're gonna feel real stupid. I'm gonna fight a Balrog and everything. Pour one out for my homie.
Wow.
Girl, why? You literally could have pulled me up, and you just didn't. Why? Maybe the TV made her evil. Or maybe she just doesn't care. I mean, I guess this is supposed to be like kids turn into like survivors because they have to, you know? I ain't mad at 6, just disappointed. You can't trust Hose if she breathes. She's a thought.
Yeah, that's true. We can't argue with that. That's
You're
just...
right. I am breathing right now.
Yeah.
So.
That was some Lion King shit.
I'm coming back as Gandalf the White. You guys are gonna feel so stupid.
I wonder if...
We're about to fight a Balrog. I know it.
I was actually thinking that maybe we turn into one of the monsters that 6 faces in the...
I hope so. I
the
hope she feels
original
real
game.
stupid. Oh wait, there's a chair on this dude's head. Or something. I don't know what that is, actually. Am I the king of the blobs? Oh, I'm the king of the blobs now. Okay. Are there multiple endings? I felt like we held her hand enough.
I didn't think there was multiple endings, but I don't know.
Do I become the new Slender Man? There's a secret stinger if you get all the shadow echoes. Let's look that up on YouTube immediately. I can understand if she just looked back and then kept running, but to have our hand and just go, boop,
Yeah.
like, why? That's just an asshole move. That's just to be a dick. That's it. There's no reason. We didn't collect all the... Oh, no. We're growing up. Oh, are we getting long?
Is it really gonna be our...
Are we gonna be long?
Are we gonna be the Slender Man?
Yeah. Because, like, look, we're trapped inside here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the propaganda machine. It makes you grow up into becoming, like, what it wants you to. War. War never changes. I think it's like this cycle of whatever. It's just like you treat kids like shit, they grow up to be buttheads. Into a long eldritch abomination. Yeah, there we go. Now you're the
Something about the suit and the televisions, I read this as the cycle of capitalism.
That makes sense.
Where you just grow up to be an incredibly jaded and bitter adult.
And you go
From
around
being-
chasing kids and teleporting.
From being raised on this, like, survivalist, like, survival of the fittest narrative where,
He
like,
also
nobody
looks
truly
like a
wins.
G-man. A G-man is like, are people who they think are either aliens or work for the government, or they're aliens who work for the government. And they, like, walk around. That's where the people get the Men in Black idea. The G-man. Will 6 become the next geisha lady? That'd be kind of a look. That's the G-man, but with a hat, yeah. You either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. That's deep, bro. Thanks, Christopher Nolan. One theory is that Mono has been trapped in a time loop for a long time before 6 even arrived in the Pale City. Oh.
Another theory is when she was holding your hand, she saw your face, saw who you would become, so she let you go.
Or maybe she's just mean, because I remember her eating gnomes. So, I don't know. That's all I remember.
Either theories regardless, loved it. Loved this game.
Well, 6 literally was never good. She always had an evil agenda. I don't know about that. She's a kid. I have a hard time assigning any sort of child to any sort of negative thing, because children, yeah, they're evil, but that's not their fault. They just have an underdeveloped sense of, like,
Empathy
and morality. Like, you have to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, if I see a kid acting like a little monster, I don't know. I feel like people don't accept children as the nightmares monsters that they are. And once you do accept them as that, then you're no longer as frustrated. I think it's annoying when people expect children to have the same like processes and logic as an adult, and I'm like, they don't.
You know,
you have to teach them.
It reminds me of like when people will play pranks on children and then wonder why the children grow up to have like a really like fucked up sense of trust. And it's like, because
it's not just like little pranks, like
extreme pranks. And it's like no, because like depending on how old they are, like they literally don't understand that it's like a joke. They don't have the same like ability to be like they don't have enough lived experience to be like, oh, okay, like you tricked me, haha, like with the big stuff.
You can do like little tricks, but not big tricks. But I do think that one of the funniest videos I've ever seen was someone convincing a child that they were permanently invisible.
Oh, yeah.
And they like took a picture earlier that day of them in their own outfit doing this and being like, we can't see you. So they took the picture and showed them the picture from earlier that day with them sitting next to no one. And the kid really thought they were permanently invisible forever, and they were really upset. Don't do this. But the sin has already been done, and you may as well enjoy it. It was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I couldn't stop laughing. Children are capable of being evil, but it's more complicated than good versus bad. Yeah, I agree. I think kids are capable of a lot of things, but that's usually not their fault because they're sponges and they just do whatever they see.
Yeah, there's a difference between like what somebody is capable of and their motivations for doing it.
Oops.
What's happening?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, anyone is capable of doing evil or really bad things, but, you know.
All right, let's see if we got whatever secret ending, and then we'll look up the good one and pretend that we achieved that.
There isn't a good ending.
Well, the one that's ultra secret.
Oh yeah, if you find the
ghost children.
Ghost children.
TV ghosts.
Oh.
These events happens after the first game, so this is not a prequel. She was just being a butthead for no reason.
Huh, that's interesting because like she finds the coat, so I assumed that this was a prequel.
Yeah, and also like why would they do that to me? Like this doesn't make any sense to me. This is a prequel. Okay, so they're saying it's a prequel.
The devs have said it's a sequel, but the coat and the stinger suggest prequel. Well, so do they mean literally it's a sequel, as in literally it's the second game? Or do they mean... Because, like, if they said it's a sequel, like, there are a couple ways to interpret that, depending on how the...
She eats the gnome who was the other kid in the DLC of the first game. What?
Huh?
I don't know. So 6 let go of Mono before the ship? They only mean it's got a 2 after the name. Okay, yeah. So this is a prequel?
So it's, yeah. That's... Just watch the secret ending, they tell us.
Do we get an ending, even though we didn't get all the stuff? Also, thanks to all these people for making a cool game.
Mm-hmm. I really liked this. What was your least favorite section? Like, in terms of, like... In terms... Not, like, in terms of, like, oh, bad game, but, like, scary.
Oh.
We've already talked about how my least favorite part was...
It was the hospital.
Yeah.
But I did pick up that pro gamer move. I saw just like a short clip of a gamer girl being like, "You're not gonna get me," with the spin. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make sure I give credit. I don't know her name. I just saw the clip and I didn't absorb it. But I just saw her doing the spin move and I was like, that is a genius idea. Oh, Teacher in the Vents was pretty scary. Yeah, scariest part was... Yeah, maybe the long teacher. I don't know. I felt like scared, but I never felt like dread. Does that make sense? I think the hospital, I was like just happy it was over. Because it was like really dark and things were coming at me.
Hospital was definitely... I don't like mannequins and dolls. Like, if I'm like in a store and they're like wearing clothes, like cool, like I don't have like such a fear that I like cannot be around them. It's just like there's a lot of things that like when they're used as a setting in a horror movie or like a horror thing, it like same thing with like clowns. Like I'm not gonna like run away from a clown in real life, but really do not like clowns in horror stuff.
In the DLC, they're saying the kid in the DLC gets turned into a gnome and then she eats the gnome. I have a question. How do you get turned into a gnome? Were you scared about losing your buddy Six? You know, the nightmare that came true? Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that, you know, we could, like, help Six.
Oh, for the person asking where I got my shirt, it's from Long Clothing. Long. It's, they're in the UK.
So... Six has the geisha lady's powers, and everyone keeps saying that. Is that important?
Well, go play the DLC and find out. It's really good.
No, I won't.
What? I'm surprised that I didn't even know there was a DLC.
Yeah, I think we remember it. I remember us talking about it and then being like, no.
Oh.
The geisha lady can turn kids into gnomes. Cool.
Oh, that was from, Secrets of the Maw. Oh, so that makes sense. So that was out in 2017.
The lady from the first game is Six? What? I haven't seen enough info to imply time loops, but, you know.
Enough what?
I don't know.
There has to be time loop because we fought ourselves.
What? When?
We fought the Long Man.
Oh, I thought we just became the Long Man, and there was an old Long Man that we killed, and then we became the Long Man.
Yeah, so that's a time loop, right?
I thought we just became the next...
Oh.
I thought we became the next one.
Got it.
You know? Like, you defeat the old one, and then you're forced to become it. Kind of how, like, you know, in all those fairy tales, like Red Riding Hood, you kill the last generation, and then you become it. That's why Red Riding Hood ate her grandmother. It's supposed to represent killing the last generation.
What?
In the original Red Riding Hood tale, she eats her grandmother and then burns her maiden's clothes and then has sex with the wolf.
Oh.
And then the woodcutter comes and he kills the wolf and then wears the wolf's skin to show the duality of man. It's like one's the caretaker, one's the other side's the beast. I'm talking about the original Red Riding Hood, not the one that you read when you're a kid.
Oh, well, listen to this theory. Mono is stuck in a time loop. He was the tall man and wanted revenge on Six for dropping him, which then makes Six drop Mono, and then Mono becomes the tall man, etc., etc.
Oh, I like that. Okay. But then, so then by default, Six is not bad. She's just existing.
Well, but it's like, no, because it depends on where you put the starting point. What was the first thing that happened?
Man, I could watch a kid shoot someone in the face. I'd be like, that's not that kid's fault.
Because theoretically then, the first thing that happened would be that she drops him. And then he becomes the tall man, and then he wants revenge, and then they get stuck in the loop where she drops him again.
I think the point of time loops in stories is that there's never, ever, that there's, like, no beginning and no end. It's like a snake eating its tail kind of thing.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying, depending on where you think things started, is where you define who's good and who's bad. But since we don't know that, and it would be arbitrary to say, like, where it happened.
In my opinion, for this particular story, and in terms of, like, war stories and stuff, just in general, I usually try not to think about, like, when I was younger I did, but now I'm like, I don't know what this is like. I think like not between like good and bad. Like if you're somebody who's going out of your way to harm like a defenseless person, obviously you're bad. But if you're just somebody who's just like existing and making bad choices, I try not to think if they're good or evil anymore, because it's like in that situation the morality scale kind of shifts in ways that I probably and hopefully will never understand. So it's like Mono and Six. Who's good? Who's evil? I don't know. They're both in a situation that's completely out of their control.
Six dropped Mono and left him to his fate.
Yeah, but I don't know why she did that. Maybe she's just like a 9-year-old kid who's like, I'm not willing to risk this.
He rescued her.
I don't know. I just like, I don't like, for little kids, man, I don't know. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, she's evil, but I'm saying that, like, that's...
It's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
I just, like, when people want to label different characters as good or evil in video games, I'm just like, I don't really want to do it anymore. Because it's, like... She's wrong. I'll say that. It was a shitty thing to do, but is she evil? I don't know. Or is she a product of a horribly nightmarish environment and she's just a little kid?
Yeah. It's kind of, I feel like sometimes it's hard to draw the line at, like, I mean, these are children, so it's different.
If they were adults, I'd be fully on board with the fuck this kid person.
Yeah. It's, like, I feel like sometimes it's tough to draw the line of, like, accountability. Like, at what point do you say it doesn't matter if somebody is, like...
I think if they're, like, an adult, you know?
Yeah.
But since I'm looking at kids, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But if it was adults, I'd be like, oh, fuck you.
I mean, like, even, like, teens, like, when teens are really cruel to each other and people are like, they're kids, they're just, like, making mistakes. I'm like, no, sometimes the stuff that they do, it doesn't matter that they're, like, 15 or whatever. If you're doing, like, really cruel shit.
Like killing animals?
Yeah, or, like...
It's a shitty thing to do. The answer to teens acting like that is inpatient therapy. Like, that's the answer.
I mean,
like, I
mean, or even, like, you know, like, cyberbullying your classmate until something horrible happens. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
and in cases like that, and people say, well, they're just kids, my answer to that is, yeah, they are. What the fuck are you doing sitting around on your ass letting them do it?
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to say, oh, they're just kids, then you are saying that all of the responsibility for what those just kids did is on you because you didn't do anything. Like, if you see them do it, the proper action is to go, oh my God, they are just kids. We need to teach them how to do better.
It's also, like, you know, usually their victim is also a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah.
But, like, yeah, when adults go, oh, they're just kids. And I'm like, okay, and then what are you going to do about it? Oh, they're just kids, and now what are you going to do to fix this? Because they are just kids, and you should be teaching them better.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to hear, they're just kids, or boys will be boys. Teenage girls are awful. Okay, and what are you going to do to teach these boys, girls, teenage kids not to act in such a way?
It's just a phase.
That, oh, if it's just a phase, the phase is that you learn from your experience. So what are you going to do to teach these teenagers, these kids, that what they did was wrong and help them understand why it was bad and how to apologize, how to fix it, how to make up for their mistakes, and how to be a better person. Because saying kids will be kids, okay. And parents will what? And parents will do that. What?
Yeah, and then what?
And teachers will then do what? Then the administration of the school will do what? If you're going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Let's look up the ending.
Oh, yeah.
Little Nightmares 2 Secret Ending. There it is.
Explained? No, I explained it. All endings? Okay.
No, it just says ending plus secret ending cutscenes.
Well, the thumbnail, look. All endings. Oh, what are they? we go. Dark Ray. I mean, Dark Six. Do you think that represents her soul or her humanity has been, like, taken out of her body or something? Oh, and that starts the hunger.
I think...
She's empty inside and she wants to fill it because her soul got taken out. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so I actually interpreted that as her real self was left behind and all that's left is the monster.
Uh-huh. And I think it's like, oh, her soul, or as you say, real self was left behind. So now she's empty.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always hungry and she needs to fill herself with things. And it's really destructive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how she gets hungry, says Lil Max Boy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. 6 was rescued, is still a monster, but is in a child form, while the real 6 is still a shadow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, so that's what Stacy said.
Well, that's their theory, so...
Yeah, but Stacy said it on her own.
I said it
still,
first.
It's allowed. So really, Stacy came up with it on her own, and everyone else copied her by going through a time loop. When did the time loop start? When Stacy came up with the theory, and then everyone came back in time to tell us.
And then people traveled back in time to act like they got the idea first. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Copyright strikes.
You can actually see Shadow 6 when you see the gnome in the first game. Oh, so they really thought this through.
Wow.
Do you think by dropping him, her soul becomes empty and then becomes hungry? I think that's a good idea, Cake Monster. I think that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube it. Wait. Eat the gnome. Goodbye now.
Yeah, that's what?
All hunger scenes. All right, here we go. I don't know what that was about. Is this the final eating? Oh, here you go. Here it is. I don't see it.
Hold on. Just wait. You passed it up top in the middle. Look on the table. I saw another gnome up there, but
oh, there it is.
There it is.
Right there. Good spot, everybody. All right, Little Nightmare Secrets. That was cool. Thank you. Yeah, that was right there.